For over 6 decades, the death of Eddie Cochran, the 21-year-old rockabilly prodigy behind Summertime Blues and Kamen, everybody has hovered in music history like a half-lit stage. The official story told in flat tones while unanswered questions flickered in the shadows. But now, the fuller truth has emerged, and it's far more heartbreaking than the myth. Long portrayed as a tragic accident in the early hours of April 17, 1960, when a speeding taxi skidded out of control on a wet road in Chippenham, England, the incident has always been framed as random misfortune. Yet newly unearthed testimony from witnesses and friends paints a picture of a young man living under the weight of a foreboding sense of doom, and making one final, selfless choice in the split second between life and death. On that night, Cochran was traveling with his fiancée, songwriter Sharon Lay, and fellow rock pioneer Gene Vincent, returning from a concert tour that had been marred by exhaustion and constant travel. When the vehicle veered violently, Sharon later revealed that as the cab lost control, Eddie instinctively threw himself across her to shield her from the impact, absorbing the full force of the collision before being hurled from the car, his head striking the pavement with fatal force, while she survived with relatively minor injuries. This act, more than any accident statistic, defines the true ending of Eddie Cochran's life, a final, instinctive move to protect someone he loved, even as his own fate sealed itself. Yet what makes the truth harder to bear is that Eddie had, in the weeks prior, confided to friends about an unshakable feeling that something was coming for him. A chilling premonition, likely intensified by the recent loss of Buddy Holly, Richie Valens, and the Big Bopper in the infamous 1959 plane crash. He reportedly told Sharon earlier that day, "I don't think I'm gonna make it home." Words that now read like the last page of a script already written. And so, the mystery of his death was never about mechanical failure or misplaced blame. It was about the why, about the eerie convergence of intuition, fate, and sacrifice that ended a career just as it was breaking into the American mainstream. Solving it means stripping away the romanticized rock and roll myth of a wild young star lost to chance, and replacing it with a far more intimate, human reality. Eddie Cochran died because he chose, in that instant, to protect another person, with his own body, and perhaps that is why the truth has taken so long to surface, because it doesn't fit neatly into the narrative of reckless youth and doomed celebrity, instead revealing a quiet act of heroism that doesn't sell as many posters or headlines, but says more about the man than any stage performance ever could. In the end, what we find is not the swaggering guitar hero frozen in time, but a human being whose last act was one of love, making the real story not just a tragedy for rock and roll, but a sobering reminder that even in the noise and chaos of fame, the purest chords can come from the heart in its final beat.